T-Bro co-host.
You know it. Today we got two of my favorite Bettises. I don't really know too many more, but I know the kids. But I got two of my favorite Bettises. We got John Bettis, man. John Bettis, a good friend of mine. John Bettis basically ran Savoy here in Pittsburgh, PA, and we did comedy at Savoy for about 2.5 years.
Oh yeah.
John let me. I was fortunate enough to book Savoy and bring in headliners. I was Savoy's host, and we brought in probably about 40, 50
at least
different headliners. And John Bettis, a good friend of mine, and I'm proud of John, man. John used to have a Jerry curl.
I still have a Jerry curl.
You still got a little bit?
It's just down like now. Juices and berries, man.
And then, this man needs no introduction, but I've been a fan. I can tell you this. I played high school football, and I went to college to play football. But you're a couple years older than me, and you were playing at Notre Dame at the time. And I got my high school rushing record. That was like a big feat for me, a big thing for me. You used to tape your shoes at Notre Dame, and I started taping my shoes. Just something as simple as that influenced me, man. We got Jerome Bettis here today, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, just all around swell guy. I like seeing you. I like watching you on TV. I've been following your career for a long time, and fortunate enough to be your friend. And sometimes I get to talk shit to you.
Exactly.
It's a good thing, man. He bowls, he golfs, and handsome guy, man. No homo, right? Is that what you guys say? No?
Better say that.
Before people be like, hey, this is suspect.
Yeah, right, suspect. No, we excited to have both you guys here. I understand that the two of you have a business venture that you're working on. I want to reach out and talk a little bit about that.
Well, it's actually in the oil and gas industry, and our company is Bettis Brothers Sand and Gravel, and what we do is we supply propant, which is sand, to the natural gas industry right now. They're doing a lot of drilling in the Pittsburgh area, and so we're supplying sand, but not only sand, but aggregate, which is gravel, different types and different sizes.
How did you get involved with something like that? Someone just, hey, check this out.
Someone did, absolutely.
Yeah.
My brother. The brother told me, yeah, check this out. This is exactly what you need to think about doing. I will say this: it is the one time that he's really come to me with something that he thought was a possibility.
Real concrete.
And it's the one time he's come to me, and it's the one time it actually worked. So, absolutely.
So you waited your time before you was like, hey, bro.
Yeah, because I didn't want to bring something. I don't like to fail, and you have to fail.
Right.
And we've been there. Everybody's been there.
Right.
But for me, it's like if it's not a perfect deal, I'm not bringing it to it. You know, I'm just not.
Right. Yeah. So how was your transformation from running a nightclub and
from entertainment?
Yeah, entertainment.
It was smooth. I had to take a step back.
Yeah.
I think that anybody who works in the entertainment industry knows that it consumes you. It takes over your life. And overseeing the operations of a nightclub is even worse because now at 2:00 when everyone else is going home, you're still up.
Well, that's when it's time for you to really go to work, really.
That's when the fun begins. That's when the fun begins.
Right there, too, right?
So you're working till 2. You getting home.
Now you get a chance to hang out.
Now you get the part.
Now I get the part. So you get home at 5, 6. You're up at 10, 11, 12. Starting it all over. So for me, I had to take a step back, and it allowed me to open up my eyes and see different opportunities. And when it happened, this had just come back around.
Yeah.
So we were getting calls, there was interest. Then I called Jerome back like, man, I think we need to take a look at this. What do you think? Let's meet. And I mean, it's been like lightning speed ever since.
That's good, man. I'm proud of you guys for that, man.
Thank you.
So Mike, this is life after football. Now, what else do you have going on? I know you have the foundation, and we bowled with the kids last night, and then tonight is
bowling tonight.
Bowling tonight.
So my foundation is a big part of what I do, and the idea with the foundation is to really try to help kids that are impoverished areas, just much like we were growing up, underprivileged and at-risk kids, and that's the idea. Because we want to try to provide resources for them so that the environment or the situation they're in doesn't dictate who they become. So that's just the idea. So we're doing a couple events. The one big event we do in the summer, spring, and summertime is the Bowl with the Bus event. So, we get companies come in and we bowl and have a great time, and we raise money. And it's obviously I'm a golfer as well, but this is a way, really right before the golf season gets going to have an event. Eventually, I want to have a golf tournament. I plan to, but I wanted to have this tournament because I feel it's so unique. Unique to Pittsburgh, unique to foundations. Nobody bowls anymore. So to get people to come out and recognize bowling and the companies to come out and be a part of it, I just thought it was really special.
Now, how long have you? As I understand it, I've always heard Jerome Bettis is a good bowler. I hear you have a 300.
Yeah,
right?
got a 300.
You got a 300, and how long ago was that?
So I had the 300, and it was a great story. I had it. I was about 25 years old. I'll never forget it. I was bowling in Muskegon at a Brunswick event, and this was their headquarters, and all of the professional bowlers were there. Walter Williams, Parker Bond, all those guys, they were all in the building. So as I'm rolling this 300, everyone started to kind of creep down. And so as I got into the 8th, 9th, the 10th frame, next thing you know, it was a pro-am. So all the pros were there. So they just kind of came in to see my last, the 10th frame. But not only that, but the entire 10th frame, what they decided to do was they decided to put a video person in that gutter, and then they put a photographer in this gutter. So they literally have pictures of me rolling, and I have a picture of my house releasing that last ball from the 300. So I have the actual ball here, and I have a picture here, which I would dare say 2% of the people that have ever thrown a 300 has a picture of them actually shooting the 300 because nobody gets in the lanes.
No.
So the professional bowlers don't even have a picture of them rolling. I have a picture of me rolling that actual frame, and I was not.
That's huge.
And I wasn't nervous. A lot of times, the guy with the cameras here, and fortunately for me, having played football and being in that kind of spotlight, it didn't affect me. So, and imagine this is my first opportunity to have a 300, and now these people are in there. But it didn't affect me. I rolled the 300, and then at that point, it was incredible because all of the pros knew that I was a really good golfer. It wasn't a question mark or a candy ball. It was. I saw him personally roll a 300 game, and then that's kind of like how the legend of me as a bowler kind of went out.
That's how I was born.
That's how I was born.
Were you in leagues growing up?
I was in leagues growing up all the way.
Both you guys were both in leagues?
Up until high school. That's when I had to make a decision because I didn't play football until high school.
Oh, really?
I didn't play football in Little League. No, I was a bowler. So every weekend we were at the lanes. Saturday. Friday they would take us to practice sometimes. Saturday we'd be on the lanes, Coke and Bowl, when we were little and up until league times. And then Sundays was all tournaments. So we would go all over the state of Michigan bowling in tournaments.
See, I too am a bowler. I've been bowling since I was 8 years old. On Saturday mornings, we were in those junior leagues. Saturday morning junior league. And I bowled until I got to high school and college, and I joined the big league with my parents. Like my grandmother bowls, my mother, my father, my whole family. We're all bowlers. And no one averages. My grandmother averages like 182 right now.
Wow, that's impressive.
She's 78 years old. Yes. She throws a backup ball. You know what that is?
Backup ball.
Throws a backup ball.
If you're a bowler, you got to know the lingo.
The lingo, right?
He's a legit bowler.
Look, go ahead, tell me. So I know you're itching to tell this story.
So we doing a comedy show, right? And after the show, we going all night bowling. We're like, we're gonna go all night bowling. He's like, yeah, I'll go. So we thinking he's just gonna go like the rest of us, all regular dressed.
Hang out.
This dude opens up the trunk like an assassin and pulls out a briefcase and a bowling ball
with shoes.
He had an extra change of a bowling shirt. He had everything out there
It's
killing
game time.
it. Everything's blowing.
I legit, I have 6 300s. I haven't shot one in 4 years. I shot 298 a couple weeks ago. I think I showed you that yesterday. I shot 298, and so I can't even imagine the fact that you had cameras and people taking pictures of you in front. And listen to me, when I had 11 in a row, and even on the 11th ball, I was comfortable. I wasn't nervous. Kid you not, I get up there on the 12th ball, and I mean, everyone was quiet. The whole alley behind me now. This is my Tuesday league, and I remember holding the ball in my hand. And as I'm holding the ball in my hand, I take a 5-step approach. I can see the ball
shaking,
moving. That's how bad. That's how bad.
I know.
I got up there, and all I said was just put it on your mark and follow through. I followed through so hard, like I hit myself in the head. The ball over rotated, came in high. I left a 410 split.
Chopped it right there.
Right there, man. Yeah. So that's one of those things in bowling, man.
It is.
I do golf as well. And I can't wait to play golf with you, man. I'm going to bowl with you tonight. I bowled in the league with you.
Yep.
Remember, we bowled in the league together.
Yep.
I also golfed with you several times.
Right. And I'm getting my golf game together, just so that you guys know.
Yeah. See,
I know. Listen,
my man game
I
is straightened up, man.
Listen, I'm taking lessons. I'm getting back.
But I tell you this, he was introduced to golf years and years ago.
Early.
So yeah, because what I did was when I was drafted, as soon as I signed my contract, the first thing I did was I bought my mom and dad a house.
Okay.
The house was on the golf course in Detroit.
Wow.
And so he was always privy to the golf course.
It's right here.
Right
Green in your backyard.
Backyard, literally the golf course. So my father tried to dabble in. I got him everything, but he couldn't. He didn't take to it. He couldn't do it. He chose not to do it.
Yeah. He's like, I'm good on this.
And he had an opportunity. And
so I played in leagues. I've done everything.
You played in golf leagues?
I played in golf leagues. Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you know how to play.
I know how to play. I just can't get over my slice.
He hasn't committed the time
that you need to in golf.
And he hadn't caught the bug.
Yeah.
See, when you catch the bug, then it's over.
Yeah.
Once you catch the golf bug, there is such thing as a golf bug. Mm-hmm. Once you catch the bug, then every minute that you have of free time, you want to be on the course, around the course, or at the very least, you want the club in your hand. You might be at home, but you got the club in your hand. You just hitting chips, in the house.
I know. You catch me in a bar. I get drunk enough. I'm taking practice swings. In a bar, just in the middle of the night, just taking just for the hell of, for no reason. I'm just taking.
Absolutely.
And people like, man, what is she doing?
I'm gonna get back.
Just working on my swing.
This is my year, man. This is my year.
Just working on my swing. So when did you pick up golf?
I picked up golf actually when I came here to Pittsburgh. Cordell Stewart was the quarterback here, and he was a big golfer, and so we would hang out. Okay. Yeah, we would hang out, and so we would go and play golf. And then we had a thing when the young guys, when a lot of the younger players, including myself, kind of like Hines Ward, the Shea Townsend, and those kind of guys, we had a term we called it gangster golf. So we would come and we'd be playing, and everybody, you're talking in your backswing.
Just doing whatever.
And we called it gangster golf because it was rowdy,
right?
It was reckless, and it didn't have any semblance of real golf at all.
Yeah.
But I had to learn in those type of circumstances.
That makes you ultimately a better golfer.
Which made me a much better golfer because people walking as I'm swinging or talking, it doesn't faze me anymore because I was born kind of in this arena of gangster golf. So
you know the Shea. I know the Shea pretty good, man. Shea, he talks so.
Nobody has so much good skills,
right?
Except Cordell. So, but I just got tired of him beating me.
Yeah.
And we'd always gamble, and he beat me. And so I said to myself, when I retired, I'm going to get better. So what I did was I got a coach. I started getting swing coach. Started getting lessons, and I started kind of get some of the ugly stuff about my game out, which is still some of it in there. I got a little Jim Furyk in me.
On the back swing.
I got a little, but it's I'm able to play with it. One of our coaches told me as long as you bang a lot of balls and get the rhythm in, and understand that your timing is going to be the one issue. Sometimes it'll be perfect. Sometimes you're going to be off. But you learn how to play with it. So now I've learned how to play whatever shot I have. That's kind of what I play with that day. The next day it could be a totally different swing. And I play with that. So
you just make it happen.
I've kind of gotten good with that.
It's something with quarterbacks. Like Ben's a good golfer.
Good golfer.
Who else? Was it Dick LeBeau? Was he scratch?
Dick LeBeau.
Dick LeBeau.
He'll shoot his age. If he's 78, he'll shoot 78.
He's that good.
He's that good.
Wow, man.
Really good.
Something about athletes and golf. And, it just goes together. That's a good thing, man. That's a good.
I still ain't got into it yet.
I wanted to talk about the Super Bowl. I remember that you guys are from Detroit. I have a lot of family in Detroit, even from Romulus all the way to Southfield. Like every year we have my family reunion at Belle Isle, So I'm going up there this year, the third weekend in June. We got my family reunion in Detroit.
I'll pass you on the road.
Yeah. We literally passed each other on the road.
Passed each other on the road.
Wow.
I'm driving. I just like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I just got my car, and he's like,
He was flying past me. I called him.
He's like, is that you, bro? On the way to Detroit. To my family reunion.
That's
True story, man. That's a true story. But we so I want to talk about what was it like to have the whole team at your parents' house for Thanksgiving? I remember. I've been friends with a lot of players, and recently, it's like 6 or 7 years ago, I roast the team yearly at the training camp doing a rookie show. So I get to go up and talk bad about people, which is cool. So, but I remember watching it on TV how everyone was they pulled the buses up to your moms, and what was that like? I mean,
man, I'll tell you what, that was one of the coolest things in the world for me because it gave me a chance to really highlight and showcase my mom and my dad. Yeah. And so they got an opportunity for all the work that they had put in because my mom and dad, they went to every single game I ever played football-wise.
That's right.
So they never missed a game from my rookie year till I retired. So one of the big pleasures for me was to get the entire team to come to my mother's house for Thanksgiving. And what I asked Coach Kyle, could we do it? He said, absolutely, we can do it, no problem. And so he said, well, who's going to come? I said, well, I tell you what, I'm going to ask the team, and whoever wants to come can come.
Right.
And he said, well, what if the whole team wants to come? I said, well, the whole team is welcome, right? At no point did I ever think that the entire team is going to come.
Oh, that's so beautiful, man.
I'm thinking we're coming to Detroit. Some people have friends and family, and so they kind of
want to venture
off the hotel or go whatever.
Yeah.
So when I asked everyone, literally, we brought in one bus. I thought, one bus would be half full.
Right.
We brought in one bus. It was full, two person in a row. The entire bus was packed. And everyone came. I mean, coaches came.
Coaches.
It was,
You talking like 70
so
people.
we had about 60-something guys.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, it's only 53 players that come
on the team.
Right? You have the roster is 53. 53. Of that 53, you usually have 45 are kind of playing.
Active versus what?
Right. Well, then you have no. You have 53 on the active roster.
On the active roster.
But then you have guys that are going to be
pup list.
They're going to be down that game.
Down. Okay.
No. What happened is you have active and inactive. So in any given day, 6 or 7 guys are going to be inactive.
Just
because of that game. So what they do is, so let's say a guy gets banged up on Friday. Okay. Well, you have these 7 guys that 7 players that can fluctuate from active to inactive.
Okay.
So now you can decide who's going to be active, who's going to be inactive. Maybe I need an extra receiver for this game. So the extra receiver, he'll be active this game, and then one of my defensive linemen may be inactive. So you have to kind of figure out the inactive list, right? Well, everybody came, all those guys, inactive, active, the damn coaches. So it was just a great time for my parents, my aunts, uncles, for them to actually, kind of host this thing. Yeah. So it was incredible. And then when the Super Bowl came back to Detroit, we had done it for the Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, right? The only problem with that was in that game, the Thanksgiving Day game, we lost that game. And the big thing about that game was a coin toss. And I had something to do with that. They said it was a head tails issue.
Right.
Yeah, I know I said tails, but anyway, that's a whole other story. But we lost that game, and so Coach said to me, "Hey man, listen, we lost the last time we went to your mother's house. You better be different this time." Right? So I was like, "It's going to be different, Coach." So again, we invited everybody for dinner during the Super Bowl. Again, everybody came.
Now you guys are up there for 2 weeks. That's a 2-week period.
1 week.
1 week.
No, so what we do is the first week you practice at home.
Okay.
And the week of the game is when you go up. So what we do is you really get all your practice in.
Okay.
The week before. You leave to go, because the one thing you don't want to do, because you have to practice usually in the same place. That you don't want the spies to see it. So you do all of your heavy lifting the week before you get there.
Okay,
and then you just fine tuning things when you get there on site.
Right.
So you
and it's like
you
got media day and it's
so much
Super Bowl, so there's so much going on.
Stuff outside of actually practice. So you got media before practice, then you got media after practice, and so it's just a lot. Yeah. And there's a lot of requirements that they ask of you. So really all the work was done, and so to have an opportunity to have the guys come to my mom's mom and dad's house
again,
right? That was like,
and that's a lot of work for them. I know they're like, damn, again.
No, they were the ones who asked me to do it. They
bring them back again.
They wanted to do it. I didn't ask them. Right. I would have never asked, "Hey, mom, you want to host 50 guys again?" Right. I didn't, because partly I got to pay for the food. Right. So I'm not asking. My mom's like, "Okay, you foot the bill. You want the bill for it? Pay for it." Right. So I wasn't in a rush to offer it up a second time, but she wanted to do it a second time, and of course. Who am I to not let that happen?
Exactly.
So
that's good. I'm sure that's a moment for her where she
and then for me on a personal note, it was great because it was an opportunity because we've since lost our father. Yeah. For him to have been a big part of that time, that week, that Super Bowl moment.
I'm sure he was very happy about that.
Very, very happy and proud of that moment. So that was
it's such a story coming up to that, from Thanksgiving to that, because if I recall right now, am I right? Was this the year where we were playing Indianapolis Colts and did Ben throw a pick or did he fumble or something? And he made a shoestring.
Yeah,
he fumbled, but
no.
Am I wrong?
He threw an interception on the goal line.
On the goal line. And then they threw those, and Ben made a tackle.
He made a shoestring tackle.
Yes,
that's exactly what happened. Yes, man.
Oh, what game was this?
That's the Colts game.
Yeah,
we were going in to score.
People interception.
People actually thought that I fumbled the ball.
Oh,
it really was an interception.
It was an interception, right?
It really wasn't.
And
it was an interception. I haven't called it. You see, I'm looking.
You looking away. What's going on over there?
I'm looking away. But no, actually, I did fumble in that game.
And that was your last year, right?
That was the last year. That was in the playoffs, leading up.
It felt like it was supposed to happen for you.
Yeah.
I mean, because we all knew you were going to come to the game.
And that was the whole idea of, because I had literally actually retired the year before. And then the guys convinced me to come back for one more year.
Okay.
Knowing that the Super Bowl was in Detroit. So I came back for one more year. And that was the goal. And
but you know how many guys play the game and never, much less won a Super Bowl playoffs, especially if you
they didn't get to a Super Bowl.
Don't even get to a Super Bowl. But to have it end in your hometown, that's got to be something special for you.
It was great because I ended my career where it started. I got a chance to have, my career end in Detroit in the sense where my mom and dad, they went all over the country to follow me to games, and my final game is at home. They didn't have to travel. It ended there. And there was just so many points
came together.
that brought together that I could actually finished my career off in Detroit. And it was just, now, I played the game for free because I had so many tickets I had to buy and all that kind of crap. So, and Super Bowl tickets are expensive. So, and I had like 40 tickets. Imagine that. So imagine, I literally played that game for free. I did. I played that game for free. But you got a ring out. I wouldn't want to do it over. I wouldn't change it any other way. All the people that came, I wanted them there. And it was great to finish it off there, and it was an ending to an incredible story.
So, is there something you want to ask? Because I want to ask in rapping, but go ahead.
You go ahead. Yes.
Well, I just wanted to know, so life now. You reside in Atlanta?
I live in Atlanta. Now. I have two little ones. I've got a 13-year-old daughter. Her name is Jada, and an 11-year-old son, Jerome Jr.
Okay.
And
middle name is Abram.
Abram. Well, that's my name.
But I'm gonna start calling you that now.
Yeah,
What's up, Abram?
Hey,
what's up, Abram?
Right. And he's a junior because I was always left out. My brother is the third,
right?
And my dad was
the older brother, correct?
Right. Yeah.
And he took after my dad, so his name is the third. My dad was a junior, okay. And I got left out, so I said I'm gonna start
your own legacy.
My son is a junior.
Is a junior.
Hopefully his son is gonna be the third.
The third.
You know,
so you start your own legacy. There
exactly.
You go. The Jerome, for you, life now with the Bettis Brothers. And that's
life now is good. It's a lot of work. You know, it's something that we never thought we would be going into. So I really had to throw myself in and learn a new industry. But just general business practices are the same. Right. You make sure you network well, you pay your bills on time, and all those things. So that's the same. But really, my days are now concerned with operations and how do we get from point A to point B. Right.
That's a good thing.
And to have a business with my brother is really it's been great.
Yeah, that's dope.
Because obviously, he's been my biggest fan throughout the sports side, and then when he was doing everything with his boy, I was always coming and trying to be a part of everything he was doing. So for us to really be able to come together and do something, not only is it great for us, but my mom, she's
she seems just as happy.
Yeah, so
I seen her last night.
Yeah,
she seems so content. That's a good thing, man. And it seems like y'all really come together for her and take care of her.
It has brought us together as brothers, a lot closer.
You have a third sibling.
Yes,
sister,
older sister. Yeah.
Older sister.
And she's in Detroit, and she's with my mom, so she lives.
Right.
She lives.
So
that's good. So home is taken care of.
Take care of mom.
Bring her in somehow, man.
Yeah.
Got to get my hands on her. I gotta also say, I have my kids as well, and they would hate me if I didn't really mention them. Lester, Brianna, and Brooke as well.
Yes.
And Brianna just graduated
from Michigan State, right?
So that is an incredible achievement. Great job, Dad.
I seen pictures. You were at the graduation, right? That's a good thing, man. To have one out of college.
Right.
Now the other two, are they in college?
Well, Lester graduated in 2010 from Bowling Green.
From Bowling Green, okay.
And my youngest is 16, so she's looking at school. She'll be spending the summer in New York and breaking my heart and all those types of things.
Well, it started coming. I got a 5-year-old daughter, and you live with all women over there.
I live with all women. I got 3 girls at home.
Do you?
Oh, wow.
1-year-old. The other one she'll be 3 in July, and then the other one's going to be 10.
You have no peace.
Yeah.
I got no peace. Even the dog is female. I'm locked in the basement all the time.
The dog is locked in and they're looking for you.
Yeah. They always. I can't even go to the bathroom without
Girls,
knocking on the door.
All daddy's girls.
All daddy's girls.
Yeah.
That's the tough part.
Yeah.
They're all daddy's girls.
They're all daddy's
It's not
girls.
like one. Just
Right. All daddy's girls.
trying to get like
So be careful, man. Be careful because as they grow up and go off and start doing their thing, you're gonna miss that. Be careful. Be
They
careful.
get old quick.
That's where I am right now. Like where my little one is 16. So she's really not about dad right now. She's
Well, she's completely separated now. Like she's just like,
Oh,
you're
man.
not going through that yet. 'Cause you,
I'm just starting to. My daughter
Yeah.
is now thinking that we're not cool anymore.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
not
breaking.
are
it's
you like, I'm
breaking my
Jerome
heart.
Bettis? I'm always
It's
going to be cool.
breaking my heart.
Dude, President of Pittsburgh. Understand how these people love you around
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying to
Enjoy every minute.
I spend as much time with them
Yep.
as possible.
Yeah.
I got a
Got
rule
to.
too that I told Jerome. With your girls, make sure they give you 8 kisses a day. You gotta require 8 kisses a day. Now, it's easy now.
Right.
But as they get older,
It's
not
gonna be
as easy.
harder and harder.
Harder.
But if you put it in, I made my daughter promise
You gotta
me. So
drill
now
it in.
she's so mad at me that she promised me. She said, Dad. She said, Dad, I was 5 years old. You gonna hold me to a promise at 5 years old? Like,
Yes.
you made it.
You
You
said
said
it.
you made the promise.
You gotta hold true.
You gotta hold it. So you gotta hold them to it now. But you
gotta-
gotta
I thought it was five.
get them now while they don't know. Because later on, you're right, and I learned from him. It will come a time when that's not a cool thing to kiss.
Yeah, you can't get one. You can't get one.
Yeah, not
Not
one
one
kiss.
kiss.
But you promised, so you got at
You
least
gotta do it. You gotta do it. You gotta.
Because like, I'm a mama's boy, so with mom it's always easy. She always gets the kisses from the boy.
Right.
So like even now, every once in a while, like if there's an emotional moment, I give my dad a kiss on the cheek because
Right.
those moments, you know what I mean. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep something going because
See,
I'm
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, I kiss my dad on the cheek.
And I'll tell you this, and one of the most comforting things that I look back on about my father is we lost him early, but because I was always on the road or always gone, and I didn't live in Detroit, I didn't see him regularly. But every time I saw him, I always gave him a kiss on the cheek, and I told him I loved him. So, and for me, when I lost him, he passed away unexpectedly. I knew that he knew I loved him,
Yep.
and that I had always given him a kiss, and it was never one of those situations where I wish I hadn't have done that. And so I tell people all the time, if you have your father, don't be afraid to tell him you love him.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to give him a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And I stand by that.
Yeah.
And I tell my son that same thing.
And look how well you're rested with that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that feels good in your soul. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep. That's good, man.
Do you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I just wanted to thank you for. I was a chubby kid growing up, and you held it down for me.
All the big boys. It's cool to be a big boy.
You're the reason I thought I would be able to be a running back, but I just wasn't fast. Like my feet wasn't just because you were amazing, man. Like nobody had feet that moved like yours, your size. I remember being at practice and they handed me the ball and I got broke and they was like, go over there with the lineman. I'm gonna be a lineman now.
Everybody was with I gave all the linemen the belief that they'd be better. They'd be better than they really were, right? But then you had to come back to reality.
Right.
But for that one moment,
You really think?
some big guys got a chance to carry the ball that probably should have never carried the ball. So I did. They got a few carries. There's about 100 carries out there. Guys that had no business carrying the ball.
I want to know this. Who gave you the nickname Bus?
The bus actually came from when I was at Notre Dame.
Oh, that's where it started?
Yeah, it started. Somebody
Had nothing to do with the yellow black.
No. Somebody in the student newspaper wrote an article and said I kind of look like a bus. And so, and I don't know if it was I'm carrying guys to school, that kind of thing. And so what they did was the student body had a chant. Whenever I carried the ball, they would say, "Nobody stops the bus." It'd be the whole 20,000 kids saying it.
Wow.
And they used to do it every game.
Wow.
And it's because they had chants for like Lou Holtz, they would do this, the Lou.
Right.
Lou,
Yeah.
Right.
Lou. So they would do different things for different players. So they
Right.
came up with that.
The
Nobody
rest
stops the bus chant. And so
I've done that in the field. You on the field. You got to give gold and give blue. I bet you.
and I think it was probably the gold pants too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow,
It
whatever.
makes
Yeah.
sense that you
But it
like
worked.
bowling because you were out there knocking people down like 10.
Exactly.
I was watching highlight reel, just even when you ran over Urlacher, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, you were just so strong. So now that you don't play football, like what was it like adjusting right afterwards? You know what I mean? Was it difficult? Like did you miss the game immediately? Or?
No, for me it was a little different because I had tried to retire the year before.
Yeah.
So when I actually did retire after winning Super Bowl, I was ready to. I was done with football. So I didn't So I came back the first game of that next season. I was working with NBC, and they had the game, and I got out of a big bus on the field and that kind of thing. Not 1 ounce of me wanted to be on the field playing.
At all.
At all. I was completely done with the game. My body had started to break down.
Yeah.
The years prior to me retiring. So I knew physically that I was done. It was pretty much the end of it. So I knew that my time had pretty much come. And so I was ready to call it quits.
Yeah, you see, the thing I like about you and your brother is the relationship that you guys have, just even with your mom and your whole family. I feel like that's the most important thing when you're in the spotlight is to be grounded by your family, because you see so many people acting wild, and it's because they don't have mom and dad telling them, yo,
no home training, that's what they call it.
Or brother saying, yo, you might not want to go smoke that weed real quick.
Yeah.
Let's sit down and let's go hang.
Well, it's a great story with that. I was close to getting there. So I got drafted by LA. I was playing with the Rams. I was out living out in LA. And so, the first thing I did was I bought mom and dad a house, right? So I'm in LA. The season just finished. I was a rookie of the year, right? So I'm getting all this love, right? My mom calls me and says, what are you doing? I said, I'm back. I'm outside by the pool. The house I had leased.
Laid out.
I had this big pool in the backyard. I had some friends over there. We on at the pool. She says, well, what are you doing? And it's like February. I'm like, well, I'm at the pool. She said, well, when are you coming home? I said, well, probably when the weather breaks. Right. It's snow in February in Detroit.
Like, I'm good.
Said, yeah, I said, I'll be there when the weather breaks. She said, what? I said, no, she says, you know what? Hold on. She put my dad on the phone. So my dad says, when are you coming home? Oh. I said, well, I told mom probably, when the weather breaks, right? I'm trying to tell. Well, I told mom.
You're a hungry
I told mom when the weather breaks, I'll be home. He said, come home now, right? I'm like, okay.
Oh, damn.
So it was just like, go home, and now all of a sudden, I get home, I'm the third child again, I'm taking out the garbage, I'm like, I'm really good change. I'm like, I'm really good a year, what am I doing taking out garbage, man? Come on, this. I'm thinking to myself, I'm the only rookie of the year that's taking out garbage, man.
But you know that.
Yeah,
But it's like 2020, looking back at that,
absolutely.
you probably needed that.
She humbled it humbled me and made me realize that that's just football.
Yeah.
That's not life. That's not reality.
She made you separate the two.
Reality is you being right here. Mm-hmm. This is what you do. You got your chores. This is what The only thing that I had one issue with when we were growing up, we couldn't have girls in the room. And so I told her, I said, listen. Technically, this is really my house. So the girls in the room, that part we got to. The girl part we got to massage that one because girls in the room.
Hey man, I forgot about you playing for the Rams. My cousin played for them. Which I'm from Alport, so
okay.
Sean Gordon, Sean Gordon, Darrell is his nephew.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Sure.
So, yeah, man, that goes to it's such a
rich history, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, everybody rich but me and my damn family.
Hey, man, you
I'll take it till I make it, though, man.
Speaking about Rick, what's the budget for the show? What's our budget?
What's the
Because I
budget?
know we got on the wires mics and what's the budget?
Here's the deal. I'm hoping after this appearance of the Bettis Brothers that we'll get some donations and possibly get a fourth mic. If not, I know you still do your show.
I don't know, man.
You might be able to put it in your back pocket and just walk out.
We're going to get a new lineup of jokes, man. We got to work on some more jokes, man.
Hey, I know they killing my man Terry. Terry's a trooper for holding the mic.
No problem.
Because we strained up over here. We only got 3. I mean, we strained up bad. We leaking real bad right now.
It's all good. We have one host. We have one guest. One guest. It's all good. We stretched out a little bit.
Look,
we stretched you out.
We need to go to Walmart to get another one. We was just like,
we just gonna do it.
I'm glad I didn't have to hold the mic.
Well, you made
the mic is wireless.
You made it work. No, that'd be bad.
That'd be real bad.
But it's good though, man. So I appreciate y'all.
It's all right. I thank you both for coming out there. We appreciate appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to go bowl tonight, have some good
Absolutely.
time, some fun. I think we got a bunch of other players that are going to be there. And I appreciate you for inviting me like you did last year too. So,
Definitely.
all right, man. John Bettis, Jerome Bettis.
Bettis Brothers.
Nah, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
My man, Tony Jones. Starting off.
I can laugh or something like that.